Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, Raghu. Hi, Dave. Hope you had a good weekend. It was raining here all the time. Hi, Tarun. Someone like about 5 minutes, 7 minutes early. Hi, MK. Good evening. The guys who are watching and not sure how to join the Zoom because I have received multiple pings regarding the same. I do post the Zoom meeting link in the YouTube chat. So in case you are interested, you can come and discuss with your viewpoints using the link posted in the YouTube chat. Hi, Arvind. Hi, Money versus Money. Hey, Jen. Hey, Nagesh. So we can wait for a couple of minutes by the time people join in, and then we'll start. Hi, Shrikant. Hey, Kumar. Yep. Happy Mother's Day to all mom. Yep. Hi, Vivek. Hi, Hammer Time. Good evening. Futures are about 0.75% down in the Sunday session. Not sure how they will wind up in the morning, but as of now, they are down 0.75%. Hi, Senthil. Hi, Vishnu. Good evening. So in between, let's do one thing. Let's go and check and see what was in our sheet and what happened. So 41.53 on ES. Let me just convert this into a day candle. 41.53. It came and could not cross, and then we ended up at around 40.90. It tried multiple times on Friday to break higher. Let me just remove the volume to make it clear. It tried multiple times. It tried 8:30, failed. It tried 11 o'clock, failed, and then tried multiple times between 41.40 to 41.53, but was not able to cross it. Eventually gave up. It tried multiple times. So first line never happened. Second line, yep, there was trades which were there. Same thing with SPY. 416 wasn't tested, but 413.75, it was struggling. And 34 EMA, guys, 1 second, I'm getting a call. Sorry, guys. So you see, 34 EMA was pointing resistance. It was not able to breach 34 EMA. And finally, it also lost the 12 EMA on the SPY. So nothing working out. Apple, in the morning, Apple went on to 154, which was our targeted area. It did that. AMD did 98. That was beautiful. Amazon did 22.65. That was good. BA stuck there. IWM Never went above 187. Cat, like it opened at 217 and then it was sold off. So it's nothing much because it was already at the target. So there was no play in the cat. Facebook, no, never happened. Open at 209. So it all these failed. Google sell on rise happened, yes. Shop, no, 400 stop loss broke and it went down. So this was bad. CRM 169. So it was not a clear move. Microsoft sell happened. Roku did not work. Nvidia did work. PayPal, let me just check. PayPal. PayPal open and high were almost same. So it kind of failed. Oxy worked 64. I remember that. Square 95, 98. It's in the same range. It never came to this range. Like Tesla, sell and rise to 8. Where's Tesla? It made 843. So almost 845. So the items which worked from this list mostly were on the selling side because market has negative momentum right now. So let's see where the market stands today on the weekly candles, on the daily candles, and then take a cue from it. Again, this market is not an easy market. If you're not in front, it will be really, really hard. So my recommendation to everybody is if you see some profit, don't miss it. Don't think that, yes, it's going to be 100% or 200%. No, even if you get 20%, try to lock in 20%, some of it. If you're at 50%, try to lock in majority of your positions. Do not miss the positions. All right, so let me just see. I've not posted the Doom link yet. I will post once I'm in the mode of interaction. Hi Patel, hi Uttam, hi Srini, hi Nag, Raj, hi Sandeep, Yas, hi Nehal. Good evening, guys. Can you all watch the YouTube live clearly? Are there any issues? Because I am not getting, I'm getting some kind of comments on Telegram that YouTube is not working. Can somebody confirm it is working or not? Because I have opened YouTube on the laptop and it is working smooth. Hi Arun. And can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me? And can you see the YouTube clearly? No issues, right? And you can hear me clearly. All right, then I'll get started. We have only 32 people, but I'll work. If nobody is interested to join in, then it's their choice. We'll do our process. All right. So let's start from ES. Let's start from weekly candles before I go into my scanners. So let's go on the weekly candles. And this is Heikin Nishi. Now in Heikin Nishi, you see the trend is flat top. There's nothing has changed here. So it's clearly telling us that yes, trend is clearly negative. One thing which has happened is on the weekly candles, the 12 EMA is at 42.98. That's about 200 points away. So there is a possibility we might see some bounce towards that. But as of now, that bounces away. On the weekly candles like this is dodgy. Last time we had dodgies, we were at the top. This time we had the dodgy right here at 4,600. And then the next week was a big red. So usually I want, when we have a dodgy, that it should open at least above the close here so that we can move from here. But right now it's opening well below this 4100 area, and that's a concern for me. Again, if by morning somehow we catch up around 4150, like I'll use this blue color. So if we somehow get this by morning, like this will get extended from here. If we get 4153 and above, and if we do during the week, we come across 4260, then it will become a morning star. So in the morning star, you all know the negative sentiment is gone and the positive sentiment comes in, and it will take back to back weekly moves higher. The same thing was here. We were up, then we had a doji, and then followed by a negative candle. And then we have 1, 2, 3 back to back negative weeks. Now we have a doji. It's not a full doji, but because the close here and the close here are down and the open is almost same price. So I'm considering this at doji. So if we have to take a positive Q, we should move positive once we break above this area. So we need to clearly hold 4135 and above. If we do that, only then we are going to be positive. Otherwise, like the W pattern, which I was thinking on the weekly, this was here, went up, came down. Now, if this W has to exist, I cannot go below this. Then W will be much, much better. So if W has to exist, it should bounce from here towards this. Otherwise, the W is going to get failed and it will not go higher. On the contrary, if we are looking at the negative sentiment here, we have lost the Fibonacci, which was here. Now we are in the different Fibonacci. This is, let me just remember, this one is 200-day moving average, the blue one. It is at 3617. For me, it's an exponential average. So if we lose this 4000 area, the significant support, because you see here, we just went up, up and up. There was no consolidation anywhere when we were going up. So the formidable support, once we lose this area of 4020, first one is this area, which is 30, first one is this area, 3960 area. Then we have this area, which is 3830. Then we have this area 3740, and then, so we have reasonable drawdown possibility if we lose 4020. That's on the weekly candles. On the daily candles, this is again like if you see want to see it and consider it, this is a head and shoulders. This is the clear head and shoulders on daily. This is shoulder 1, this is a head, and this is shoulder 2. Now we are at the neckline on the shoulders. So weekly is suggesting we are in the negative set. Daily is suggesting we are in the head and shoulders, and that's negative. So unless we break out above 4153, there's a very high possibility we are going down. I don't think so. If we jump above 4153, it will be sell on rise. Every time it comes here, the market will be sell on rise. So where it can fall for now is 4030 and this area 3960. So it has extended its downward slide. if it loses. So let me just put those numbers. So it's clearly sell on rise market for now. Again, if we go on daily, that was head and shoulders. And if we have to, because right now it's 23 points down, where if I have to enter in a short, or if I have to like keep short. So I'm considering short, sell on rise. Either you can wait for 41.53, like for all the shorts, 41.53 is an ultimate sell off point. Like if you want to cut your short position, 41.53 is the area. Now it is sell on rise market, HNS on daily, and negative HA, high initial. So all these factors telling me that yes, there's nothing on the positive side. So in case of neutral, if I have to go long, I will only go long above 41.53. And in case of short, because right now we are well below, either sell on rise towards 41.36 or sell below 4100. I'm just adding these two equations because right now we are already down quarter 0.5%. So either we close, like if I have to do two lot short, I will short one lot at 4100, another one around 41.36. So I will wait for two lot. If you're doing a mini or micro mini, you can like divide your number of lots. Or if you're doing a SPY, then you have to wait until the morning where it opens. So that's there. In case of up 41.53, 42.03, and there's a very less possibility of 42. This can only happen when W is formed by reclaiming 4153. Otherwise, it's a sell on rise market. There's no need to go long looking at the chart. Now look at the SPY. SPY is also making a doji. It's a doji. So if someone has to go long, better to go long above 416. 416. It's a doji on daily. And if you have to short, I think sell on 413 to 416, like 414 to 416 is a choppy area. So I'm just mentioning that 416, 413, 75, choppy area. Because futures you can trade. In case of SPY, you have to wait for the morning. So it's a choppy area. So I'm going to wait. Sell below 413. Now 413.75 is an ultimate stop loss. Now you can sell right below the doji, which is 411. Target is first one is 409, which is this 4950, which is the candle's low, 4950. It still has to fill a gap at 400. I think once it does that, only then it's gonna go up. 404 and 406.5. It has to fill that gap. If it doesn't fill that gap, then it will have that sword hanging over it. And yes, I'm gonna go down and fill that gap. On the positive side, again, it's a very limited positive side, so it's a neutral thing. If we go above 416, 421 and 423, 421 85 and 424. So ES and SPY 70% on the lower side. Again, you need to also keep into perspective that right now the two big stocks, both Apple and Microsoft, they are hanging on. If they start to lose those important areas like 154 on Apple and about 270 on Microsoft, this could be a very quick fall. So the market is trying to manage both Apple and Microsoft across those numbers. So let's see if they break it or not over the week. QQQ. QQQ is also making a doji on the weekly, on the daily. On the weekly, also it's making a doji, but the wick is from the top of the regression channel to this one. So there's ample opportunity for SPY, not SPY, triple Q to hold here. If it doesn't, the next stop comes around 275, 276. So there's a very high possibility it needs to hold around 303, 305 area on the weekly basis. On the daily basis, Heikin Ishi first, let's look at the trend. The trend is clearly negative. There's nothing positive here. And there's no dodginess in the HA candle. So it still shows it has more possibility of going down. 34 EMA is right above, 12 is down, 200 is well above. So it means that it is still ready for more pain. There's no significant support. The significant support is right here, 298 and 307. It is trading around 308, 309, and on Friday, it almost went to 305. So it may do, like, if it loses that two big stocks, Apple and Microsoft, I think this can bring it down relatively quickly. It will be much quicker for it to go down because they are the biggest component of QQQ. So I'm going to be very watchful here. I'll be only positive in QQQ once it crosses 315. Otherwise, I'm not doing QQQ. So 315 and above is my QQQ. 315.70. Potential target is 322. Very minimal opportunity on the rise and QQQ. On the short, 315.70 is the ultimate stop loss. But right now, the stop loss should be 312. Or I can say 312, come on, 312, sell below 308 or 309, 310. If it bounces, 312 to 315 is a choppy zone, so I will not trade that. Target is 305 and 298. That's there. Apple is holding that 154 area and holding that weekly like dodgy thing. Last time we had dodgy somewhere here, then it passed negatively and we went down. Now, the only concern with this the dodgy is that the wick here on the top is huge. It covers the previous body as well. So till the moment it's holding below regression channel, I think I will love to short this. And I'm more inclined to short what you call Apple now, because I believe that it's the last leg which is due for 400 to be tested. So 158 is the stop loss for Apple and we can go short on it. Sell on rise or 158, 157, stop loss is 158, 90, 154, 150 and 150. See, it has tested this area multiple times. And once you start testing an area multiple times, the chances of it breaking increases more. 150. So I'm increasing my percentage on Apples to now 70. Again, if it bounces, there's a possibility that yes, it has to go up. You can go long above 115. But right now, this is the regression channel which is holding it. It's also making a head and shoulders. If you clearly see it, this went up, came down, went up, came down, and now dumped right here. So it's also making a head and shoulders, which I should mention. So possibility of Apple is really, really high. AMD, I missed the scan, sorry. So let me just do the scanning for inside weeks. Inside there is nothing. Inside week, no, inside week. Microsoft, Google, Tesla, QQQ, JD, Twitter. Yeah, Microsoft is coming to an area where I would love to go down and short it. So AMD was looking really good on Friday. And again, the power of 12 EMA, it was holding the 12 EMA and tried to test 34 EMA, made a higher high, higher low, but a dodgy. So 93 is my stop loss. If it loses 93, I will go short. But right now, 93 is my stop loss. I would love to buy near 93, 94. Target is 99, 98, 80, which is a 34 EMA. And 99.50. This is going to be a tough area for it to crack. Sell below 93. If it loses 93, I think that will be a killer. So it's a sell below 93. Amazon is just sell on rise. Now, if you guys remember, we were talking about a big M pattern on Amazon even before the earnings. And this was the M pattern which broke it. And since then it's going down. 2261 it has tested and it has more potential. Like 2186 is the first gap which I'm looking at. It should hit that. And resistance for it right now, there is no bounce in Amazon. So it was not able to regain this regression channel. So it does make a dodgy here. So if it changes 2330 and above, I can try a long because this was a gravestone doji. It opened at 2297, it closed at 22595. So making a gravestone doji, the support is at 21 and the resistance is at 25. So 2330 is something which I will conceive as my stop loss. 2330. And my target is 2250 and 2186. 2250, 2186. 2292, 2310. If it comes in this range, sell. Can be long above 2330 as its gravestone doji. So can become potential morning star. Morning star is a positive candle. So I would not ignore about 23:30. I will go long. BA is neutral. It's struggling like 146, 147 on the weekly candles. It's making a potential morning star because it's a dodgy right at the bottom. So next time, if we have an opening above 149, I think we might see 157 on BA. So it's a potential weak morning star. On weekly. So everything is here. I'm just moving it into positive and making it green. Just I want to see if it converts into positive morning star or not. Also, Amazon, I'm reducing it to 60 because it's a possibility of gravestone doji. Then I want to include one stock, which is UPST. Let's do IWM first. I'm not a big fan of IWM, so let's remove it for now. We can come back to someone else. Let's do Caterpillar. So when market is struggling, Caterpillar, IBM, all these kind of stocks, they will provide support. Look at Caterpillar. Caterpillar is making an inverted head and shoulders. It's right here, went up, came down, went up, came down. It's now trying up. It's not going down. It's trying up. Even on Friday, it was holding 215 and above. So shoulder one, head and shoulder two. So if we break above 225, this could be a massive move on Caterpillar. So Caterpillar, I think, is a positive. Plus, it made a higher high, higher low, which is also positive on the weekly. On the daily, it is right at 215 area. So it's kind of holding that 215 area beautifully. And if you see on a daily as well, the inverted head and shoulders, it's not clean, but it's setting up. It has failed a couple of times, but it's setting up on the weekly. So weekly inverted HNS. The bias is positive. I want to go into Caterpillar only about 215. Buy about 215. Stop loss is 212, 217. I would say 217, 219, 219 and 225 is an area. Facebook was showing some strength, but finally it lost that. Now, if it loses this area 200 and 201, it will come down and fill the gap. See, that's the thing which was happening on Facebook. It had that dodgy and then it had a massive move. Now, again, it has to regain 205 so as to show any kind of strength. If I'll just take one last try on Facebook, because if Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple will go down, Facebook will not be shy of going down. So if I have to short, I'm still not shorting Facebook. I think it might try a game around 200. So I'm just trying to add Facebook, but I'm neutralizing it. But if it loses 200, then yes, it's a sell below 200. And then it will try to do 190. And 180 to fill the gap. Now, where should I buy? I still want to buy near the like 200 area. Buy near 200 and 202. Stop loss 199.50. Target is 205 and 210. I'm just giving it 60% because it lost the momentum it had. Google is also making a doji. So if it bounces about 23.35, I will have to reverse. Similar to Amazon, can be long above 23.35, and it's similar to Amazon gravestone doji. And both are at the same price level, 23.30 and 23.35. But as of now, 23.30 is your stop loss. 23.35 is your stop loss. Sell on rise if it comes. Because even after earnings, it did not fell. It was holding and it has some gaps to fill, Google. So if it loses 22.94, I think potential of it going down is really, really high. So I'm going to watch Google. Area is 22.76, 22.50. 76 and 50. Shopify failed miserably, and it has not regained. Like even after making doji, this was a full down move on Shopify. It went down to 355, which was a massive down move. Now it has come down to fill all the gaps. Like there were gaps here, there were gaps here. So there's one more gap which is due. Let me just. The 417 gap is filled. Then we have gap here. 345, 363. 363 gap is filled. I think for now, the only gap which is left is at around this W area. I think all the gaps are filled on Shopify. 363. So if you have to try a gap fill on Shopify, 363 is a potential area. So buy near 363 with a stop loss of 350. And because we are well away from the 1234 EMA, possibly a move towards 420 and 457. Filled all the gaps. And that's what I tell people, all the gaps are filled. Since COVID move. So no matter what, which stocks you say, it was 1700, nobody was expecting it to come back and fill the gap at 350, but it did. Similar to that, all the stocks which have gap, indexes which have gap, no matter what, they will be filled. CRM is also making a doji. And again, before COVID, it's coming to the same level to pre-COVID. It has earnings in the June, so there's no catalyst anymore. Let me see, there are gaps here, right there at 135, and let me just, so there's one gap here which is 136, and then 138. 136, 138 is the gap which is there. Then we have the gap here, which I think is filled. 210 gap is filled. Is making dodgy, so I'll go with the same principle which I'm going in with Google and Amazon, that if it jumps around 172, I'll be a buyer. Otherwise, I'll continue. I'll be a buyer. Like, I want to see this above 172. Serum, yeah. Has gravestone doji and potential morning star. Microsoft, I am interested to sell this. It has hold. See, this is again gravestone doji. All these are making gravestone dodges, which means that there is a good amount of confusion in what has to happen. But this is the second time it has closed below the regression channel. So if it doesn't bounce to 280, 278, sell it. But if it bounces to 277, 278, go long in it. Exactly similar to what we have in Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. So it has inside week, Microsoft. So keep an eye. It has also inside month. So inside month, inside week. So 270 is really, really an important area for it to break down. If it breaks down, it will be a massive breakdown. This can be long above. I'm just marking this in green. It is inside week in red, month in red, but has a potential to 278. So my stop loss is 278 now. If it loses 270, it will come down to at least 248. 270, 263. I'm increasing the percentage because it's coming to a point where it can go down substantially. Similar to what we are seeing in Apple. We can see the same in Microsoft as well. Roku had good earnings, but it gave back everything from the earnings. It lost once again the 12 EMA, and every time it has lost, it did not regain it. So I am interested to sell this on the rise, or if it comes above 110, I can go long. So Roku, I'm just saying it's neutral. Sell on rise around 98, 90 or 100. Stop loss is 101. Target is 92 and 85. And don't be surprised if these companies reverse, because they are at such a level that possibility. That's why I'm mentioning all these companies, that if they change the direction, you need to be careful and watch out. Can go long above 101. Nvidia, I'm positive along with AMD. Again, it's a similar setup with Doji, Gravestone Doji. Tested 180 support. It's a good support. It was hanging on here 218, then 197, then this one. If it loses 180, this could be nasty for a. It can come down to 141 if it loses 180. So I'm gonna keep neutral approach on Nvidia for now. Stop loss is 180. Buy near 183, 80, 182, 84 area. Sell below 180 for massive downside. PayPal, like these charts, PayPal, I remember I've been selling PayPal till 250. I was selling, telling people just sell it, sell it, sell it. Now it is coming to a point of 81 and it's making a base here. So 81, if it loses, I don't even have anything. It's like well below the COVID levels. So I will not go short on PayPal at this stage. But yes, it has potential to reverse, but I'm just thinking it might reverse here. So I'm not shorting it anymore. I want to buy around 80, 81. I'm keeping a stop loss of 80. Buy near 80, 81. Because it has given back so much that if it bounces, it has potential to 89 and 91. Yeah. Oxy ran on Friday, made new high 65, which was target, and it will continue to move higher because crude is breaking out. And let me just check the crude. It's trading at 109. So future wise, crude is doing, it's making a bull flag right here inside 1 to 3 days. So let's see how it comes out. But Oxy is a trade where you can I think if it comes around 62, it will be a very, very good area to buy near 62, 63. I want to buy this near, and it's the bull flag, which is continuing. Bull flag continuation. I do want to include UPST today because UPST earnings and Disney. So I'm taking out, let's do UPST. UPST recently had a good news, but it's making right here an evening star. It moved from here, 71, went up, came down, and now 79. 79 has been a really, really good area for UPST. So I believe UPST, if it has to bounce, because see, this was inverted head and shoulders, possibly. It did not, so it tried one more time. But again, it's bounced from there. So I would say it's kind of rounding bottom here. If it has to bounce, this is the area, like this is good consolidation. If it has to bounce tomorrow, we might have some seriously good earnings coming from UPST. So I am positive with a stop loss of 79, but if it loses 79, I think it will be massively down. UPST, I'm positive. Stop loss of 79. My target is 92, 96, and 113. 92, 96, 113, and below 79. If it posts some seriously bad numbers below 79, because we have a good consolidation, it might come down to maybe 38. It can easily fill that gap of 52, 54. So very high possibility of a very big move on UPST. I'm inclined towards positive, but let's see how it comes out tomorrow. But 79 is the key number on UPST. Tesla. Tesla is coming and testing this 845 multiple times, and on the weekly candles as well. It's making dodge inside weak and dodgy as well. So it's not a healthy chart. It's really not a healthy chart. It's the base is right here, and then we're expanding. So 845 below. If it goes down, we will see 779. If you are interested in long, 845 is your stop loss. So I'm going to put 2 rows for Tesla because many people trade it both sides. $8.45 stop loss. Buy above 8.75. $8.95 and 9.20. 30% on my side. And on the contrary, if it goes below 8.45, if you want to sell on rise to 8.40, 8.55, 8.65, stop loss is 8.75, 8.45, 7.79. Selling can get aggressive below 8.45. That's Tesla. So we have one more, which is Disney, which I wanted to do. Disney, like, I don't know how many people remember, but when Disney launched Disney Plus, it was 124 and went on to make 137, right? This was the gap. This gap was filled in COVID. And since then, there were some gaps which were attained. Now, Disney has to prove its success because streaming is difficult. Netflix has shown that. But in case of Roku has also shown that he did not lose much of the customers. So it will be very, very interesting for Disney to post numbers this week. Expect some serious move because it has not been able to get hold of the 12 EMA since it lost in March. Now, if it has to hold 106 should be the stop loss for Disney. So I'm including Disney. I'm giving it neutral. If it loses 106 because it's a 38-point Fibonacci, if it loses 106, it might easily get to 95. 95 is somewhere I think Disney will be extremely, extremely cheap. So I'm looking to add above 111 in case buy above 111. Stop loss is 106.60. My target is 116 and 125. So that's about it. Let me just read your comments. FTX is strong for past 3 days. FTX is not strong. I would say it's consolidating in this area. And this consolidation is happening for more than like 5 weeks now. From first week of April It's in this range, 199 to 210. It's not breaking out, neither breaking down. But one thing it has done is it has regained the 34 EMA, and on Friday it was bullish. So if it bounces, let me add FTX here as well. So FTX is positive because it has regained the 34 EMA. If it holds to 10 to 9, stop loss is to 9, buy above to 1050. Potential of 216 is there. 216 and 224. 70%. It has regained 12 and 34 EMA after a long time. All right. I have my tickers ready. I'll post them, and travel stocks, they are not working as of now because crude is killing it. And travel stocks will move, but you need to be patient and you need to have some time on them. So if you're interested, go for next year's options if you want to. Let me share the Zoom link. I have few minutes if anybody is there, and then I'll just wrap it up. All this Marriott, Expedia, like even after posting excellent numbers, it just went down. It is trying to fill that gap which was created. Same thing with Airbnb. I was short on Airbnb, but somehow the day of earnings, it jumped and it tried to break out of the 12 EMA but failed. Now it's coming back 130, 126. Same as for AL. They were supposed to break up, but they break down, losing all the 1234 momentum. MAR. Thank you, Des. So I would not jump into these companies for now because see, the momentum of the market is not good. If you look at this market, right, look at the indexes, Dow Jones. The only stocks which were like all right was, let me open what's the Finviz heat map. That will give you a clear idea. Okay, this is not one day. If I take year to date, see which stocks are doing good. Only the energy stocks. This is year to date because crude has jumped substantially. But look at all the other sectors. Apple is down 11%, Microsoft is down 18%, Amazon 31%, Tesla 18%, Google 20%. If it was normal market, you would have all been rushing to buy this. But no, you can also check into Berkshire Hathaway. Now, Berkshire buys all these companies. And if these companies are losing, Berkshire will also lose. So you can jump into that and make some positions. Banks are weak. Healthcare is not that much moving. So I will simply say, like, consumers like Costco, Walmart, they're not much moving at this moment. So I would only wait to see clarity before making any meaningful uh, plays on the travel stock, because the consumer spending is going to get hit and consumer spending is required for the travel stocks. Sell on rise ticker, meaning yes, you can buy the puts or you can sell the futures, because we do not have stock futures here in the US market. So you can buy the puts. Yes, Raghu.
Hi, Naval. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. Naval, I saw in the review and whatever the shares they had, like now that lockout period or that has been, that is today, I think today it was end of the lockout period. So, so notice like Ford and other stakeholders who had invested in that about 12 million or 14 millions, they're planning, they might sell the shares, and even JP Morgan also. So I would like try to understand. They might have got these shares at maybe 68 or 78 pre-IPO price, and now it is
No,
brought
no,
up.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
They did not buy at those prices. They invested at
Uh-huh.
much before the IPO. They
Oh, okay.
invested. So
Okay.
they may be entered like somewhere like $1, $2.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
But point is,
Mm-hmm.
again, we have to check their balance sheet to confirm when
Mm-hmm.
they actually entered into or when their investment was into Rivian, because I've
Mm-hmm.
not heard or seen anywhere
Mm-hmm.
when they actually entered. But if they're cutting it out, it means they're
Mm-hmm.
not happy with the performance of Rivian.
Okay. Yeah, they're cutting out. That's what like they came in the news today.
Yeah.
Even JP Morgan and Ford, they are
JP Morgan is the middle party, which is going to
okay.
facilitate the selling.
Okay. Okay.
And Amazon and Ford, they were investors in. If
In
you
yeah,
see
Rivian.
Shark Tank, right? Shark
Mm-hmm.
Tank, what they do, they have investors who invest in companies.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
similarly, Amazon and Ford invested into these companies.
Yeah.
Now, these companies may not be working out as per their potential,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but it's actually worked out, and they have taken out the profits in the last quarters, and now they just want to get rid of it. I don't know what's their
Okay.
psychology, but
Okay.
looking at this time, because when you're
Mm.
selling it at the lowest, it means you're not happy.
Happy. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So we might see some seriously bad numbers from the earnings as well.
Yeah, they have earnings this week, I guess. Yeah.
So it's a precursor, just to be honest. And
Mm-hmm.
people like who don't know nothing about EV, like today on my what you call Twitter
Twitter.
post,
Yeah.
people are
Tesla. Yeah.
just talking about crazy thing about Tesla.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
the same thing. This was 170, 80, right? Now it's 28.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla, if you see, again, people will not like me on this, but Tesla was nothing before COVID.
Yeah.
It just went up because the free money was available.
Mm-hmm.
And the gaps are there. They will be filled.
Okay.
And if it has to bounce, it would have
Bounce
done
off
it by
that
now.
940. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
So
2095. Yeah.
let's see how it goes. But again, I'm a trader. I'm not an investor. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Rivian, Affirm, Roblox, all these were the tickers which all these Twitter people were just promoting. Oh, there's going to be massive new opportunities. Now
Yeah.
they are not saying anything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
That's why
That's,
self research is the best. Look
yeah.
into the balance sheets, understand what is the
Mm-hmm.
valuation, and invest.
Okay.
Don't trust anybody. Simple.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Naval.
Yes, Adi.
Hello, Naval Bhai. On the Rivian front, would it make sense to short Rivian at open tomorrow?
1 second. Sorry, Rivian.
Yeah, it's about 27, yeah, 28. Yeah. So
I
would it
don't
make
think so. You will have an opportunity to sell it. By the time it will open, uh, it will already be down.
So let us say, even if it is down 22, 23, does it make sense to short it? I
The
don't own it.
risk reward will be bad. You can short as much as you want, but risk reward is bad.
No, I was asking risk reward only. But you don't think it is a $5, $10 stock? Because I have been reading that it could go down that much because fundamentals are not there.
See, it can go down, but it may not go down like from 21 to 5 in just matter of day.
Mm-hmm.
It will slowly go down. And if you want to short, I think there are better opportunities for making that kind of move in other stocks. You
Understood.
have to stick to there and
Yeah,
watch it again and again and again.
understood.
And in any case, they post somehow a good earnings, you'll
I'll
be
be in trouble. Yeah.
decimated.
Yeah, I completely get it. Okay, so that's not a good risk reward. Secondly, a firm also has earnings. Is that a good short candidate? Because I hate buy now, pay later. That's
See, again, with companies opting that and with the consumer sentiment going bad, this thing should post some good numbers.
should post some good numbers.
Yes,
Why?
when economy is going down, people tend to take loans and then tend to spend. They
Okay,
don't
yes.
like to pay upfront.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
this
okay,
may make things better for a firm.
okay.
But
Got it.
again,
So
it's
again,
my thought process,
not a good risk reward in your opinion, right?
not a good risk for shorting here.
Understood. And the last one is Unity. I own the stock and I had belief in the stock at 105 cost basis. What do you recommend?
See, if it is already half, then what's the recommendation left?
No, no, I'm just asking you. See, if it is to go down further, then uh, I have joined your group only a few weeks back, so I'm just asking you.
It's a big M pattern. It can go down much more.
It can move down much more. Oh, okay, okay. I don't see the M pattern, but okay.
It's right there if you see it now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's clear M.
Got it. And it has actually broken the broken down the support of the M also.
Yep. So it has more potential. Usually when you go down, this is the length you go down.
Mm-hmm.
Because it never traded in that area and has earnings, and earnings can change anything. They may post something very, very good and it reverses from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it may come a W if it comes like here. Right? That's also a possibility. But I don't know about when a stock is coming down and the market is still 20%, not even 20% down from the all-time high, and the stock is cut down to like 1/3 of it. That has some serious concerns. Even if this is positive news, it might only go up to 75, 80. And
Okay,
then come down, cracking again.
right. Just like you explained, Expedia, good numbers, but still the stock crashed.
Yep.
Okay, so more chances this may go down, even if good numbers.
Yes, like again, like that's why I don't recommend people to invest into companies. I always recommend them to invest in index. Index will go up no matter what the company does in the long term. Like you might see SPY 600 by 5 years, okay, which is now right now 400. That's a 50% return. You may see this one going to 100, possibly. You may see this to going down to 20, possibly. This will not go down to 200 easily. That's why it's much more secured to invest in index. You might use SPY, you might use QQQ.
VOO is also good for.
Yeah, they are like 2x and 3x both options, because they have constituents 500 stocks, so they are totally independent. Now these companies, again, my experience, I invested in Punjaloid in India. I started
Okay.
at 240,
Okay. In Punjloid,
160,
you said?
80.
Okay.
It is at 1. I have more than 10,000 stocks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I have done all the bullshit which I could. And one of my friend, Mr. Rajaroda, he is also invested in Punjloid, if he is on the line. We did this like since 2006, 7. So same is for with me in RCOM. But I also have SPI, ICICI Bank, and Axis Bank, which covered up my losses for Punjloid. So that's why I've learned no point investing in risky growth stocks. Better to invest high end index stocks. They may be slow to give you return, but they're much better to give you return in the long term.
Right. For 401k and Roth IRA, I understand. Stick to that. Okay. Thank you, brother. So this was helpful. Thank you.
No problems. All right. Anyone else has any other questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap it up and post this information on Twitter. The Zoom link is there in the YouTube chat if anybody's interested. Nope. All right. Thank you for joining tonight.